Adaptation strategies such as water conservation may help communities cope with changed climate. The command word here is explain. Therefore, you have to give reason and purpose. Using sentence starters like this means that as a result. Adaptation strategies, you have to talk about water conservation. Bizarrely, you had some people who never mentioned it and talked about other stuff. You have to mention it, okay? Adaptation, remember, is about reducing the impacts of climate change. It's not dealing with the causes. Mitigation deals with the causes. Adaptation just deals with the impact. You have to talk about changing climate. It's a 6-mark question, 2 3-mark paragraphs. So P, E with evidence, and then 2 explanations for that times 2. So here's a good example. Water conservation can help communities as it increases the demand, therefore increasing the supply of water available. Point. In India, for example, this has been encouraged through water aid and in particular education for farmers and more sustainable water use in agriculture. Explanation. This has meant that the amount of water wasted is decreased and is instead conserved, so it can then be used domestically, for example, reducing the severity of the impacts of the changed climate. Explanation, but there's only one, unfortunately. Point. Another example of adaptation strategy is desalination. That's your point, which is a removal of salt from seawater. It's that sort of an explanation. This strategy has been adopted in Dubai, UAE, an area of absolute water scarcity, which is only exacerbated by changing climate. It sort of explains why it's been used. As a result, they have increased supply of water without depleting other blue water sources such as rivers, reducing the impacts of climate change. That's a really nice use of keywords. Blue water, absolute water scarcity. They could explain desalination in a little bit more detail, but I gave it a generous 5. It's a nice. There's lots of there. It just needs another explanation in the first paragraph, potentially more detailed in the second paragraph.